Hello, it's Troy from Double-Amputee RV TV. Well, it looks like it's a good day for another trike build day. We're going to do a little disassembly today. Past couple of days I've been busy working on the car, getting it all cleaned up, and well, I'll just kind of show you what I've been doing the past couple of days. It wasn't worth filming because it's pretty boring, but anyway, there she is. I compounded it, and I've got 3 coats of wax on it, so she's good to go for the winter. Well, whenever winter gets here, but so anyway, we're going to start working on this trike, disassembling it, and I've just taken lots of pictures of it, so I have reference points and different things, and when I have questions, I can email pictures of parts that I have. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start at the front of this thing and start taking the fork off. So let me get this camera set up, and then we'll start a little disassembly here. Okay, let's try this for a second time. I do apologize. The camera shut off for some reason, so after I had this whole front end all tore apart, so I reassembled it where you could watch me taking it apart. I had a heck of a time getting this rusty quill right here out, but it should pop right out this time since it was just taken out a few minutes ago. But anyway, so first thing we're going to do is loosen up this nut right here, and see if we can get this all the way off. Oh, there we go. And yeah, I called a buddy of mine the other day who's a machinist in Bend there that I've known for a long time, and to see about making a new bearing cup where I could use the 1 1/8" fork that I got off the donor bike, and he said that wouldn't work. It was going to be too thin and he wouldn't feel safe doing it. So I had a couple other ideas that I threw by him. I wanted to take the 1-inch stem off of this front fork, cut it off, and cut the one off the 1 1/8" and weld this on, have somebody weld it on. But he told me, he goes, well, are you going to put your life in on somebody doing a hack weld job when you got all that torque with that electric motor on the front? So anyway, I've decided I'm going to find a fat tire fork that has a 1-inch stem on it. This right here is called a threaded, because this right here, the top of the fork is threaded, and I'm going to go with a 1-inch threadless. So when I start my reassembly, you'll be able to see that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and loosen this quill up, see if we can pop it out. Like I said, it was really rusted in there, and I was hammering on it with a hammer and stuff. And anyway, it should pop out fairly easy this time. So yeah, I mean, it moves and everything. Here we go. All right, so this is what holds it in. As you tighten this bolt going through here, this thing just slides. I don't know if you can see that there, but it'll slide up and then wedge inside that tube. So, all right, so I got bearings in there. So we get the front end off. Save all these parts just in case. Put this back in. Alright, save that for later. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is take these bearing cups out. And I have a tool that I built. It's just kind of expandable, and it'll fit through. And just go until it clicks in. There we go. Lift this up just a little bit. one bearing cup. Okay. Now I'll take this bottom one out. Alright. Okay, I just put that 1.1/8" stem in. Not a stem, but the tube inside right here, just to see how tight that was. And as you can see right around the edge there's not enough room for me to have anything made for a bearing cup. So I am going to have to go with the 1". So I'll do a little research and see if I can find something. But so anyway, we got that on there, and so there's no threads at the top of this stem, so it has a little, it's called a threadless, I keep calling it a stem, but the tube. But anyway, this will go on, that's the stem right there, and this will be mounted so it sits about like that, and there's a little cap that goes on the top, and right down inside, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a thing called a star nut in there, and it screws into that. It presses in, and then it won't come back out. So that's what holds everything together. You have a couple of bolts here that tighten down, and then the one in the top holds everything on. And so anyway, we're going to a threadless system. But anyway, I went ahead and put this this front fork in the hole here. Now I'm going to step back with you and see what this looks like with that big old tire on there. So, okay, let me get back far enough here. Okay, what do you think? That's compared to those 24-inch tires in the back there, and that's a 26 on the front. So I'll have 26-inch tires all the way around, fat tires, which are 4 inches wide. So I'll have disc brakes, but this is where the motor's going to go, is up in the front here. So I mean, I just think that looks pretty cool. It's going to be a fun little rig. So anyway, we're going to keep working our way backwards. We're going to start on the drivetrain here next, and so let me grab a couple of tools where we can do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the drivetrain here. Got that freewheel setting right in there. I took some oil and put on the chain, because the chain was just rusted where it didn't even move. And so I got it to move a little bit here. And so it looks like the freewheel's working, but it's still pretty stiff. So I'm hoping I can take that thing apart and rebuild it. But I did get this thing where it did move, and the brake works, the drum brake works. And I'm still going to try to put disc brakes on the back, and I got some parts coming, and I hope I can make this thing work. But I'd really feel safer if I had some disc brakes on the back. But anyway, we're going to start disassembling this right here. We're going to get the crank out and the freewheel out. Alright, let's start by getting these pedals off. Alright. Thing's a little rusty on here. Let's see if it'll come out now. Yeah. These pedals off. And we are going to stick these right in the garbage. Let's bring it up top dead center there. Let's yeah. Holy smoke. Need a bigger wrench. Yeah, that looks pretty badass. Well, But anyway. Okay. So we should have left-handed thread. Yes, we do. Washer off. Oh man, I don't have a tool for that. Oh, doesn't look like I'll need one. It's just hand tight there. Just trying to think if I had a tool to take these old style cranks out, but I can't believe it's just unscrewing. Be a little bit higher in the air. I'm actually, as long as my prosthetics while I'm on here don't seem to hit that front tire when I'm turning it. And let's see what we can come up with a crank for this. A 3-piece with tapered ends on it. Okay. There we go. Another one pop out. I'm going to go back to the other side. Oh, come on. Get that chain off of there. There we go. Yeah, we'll have to pop these out. What I was doing was getting that freewheel. I loosened that nut and just kind of tapped it where to move a little bit. We're going to need a Phillips screwdriver for right there, so we're going to need a couple of tools here. So I shall be right back. Okay, we only got a couple of bolts holding this basket on, so let's get this thing out of the way. More rusty bolts. Yay! There's one. Hold it down. That's the way you do it. Just cut it off. Alright, instead of me sitting here filming for an hour as I'm trying to bust these rusted bolts loose and everything, and then editing out all the cussing that I'm doing and everything, I just went ahead and disassembled this this side over here with the tire and the fender, and I'm just gonna I put everything back together hand tight. So I'm gonna take it apart real quick and just kind of show you how it goes together. And anyway, that should work. Anyway, we're just gonna pop that nut off right there. And the washer. Okay, so this wheel will pop right off. And then this is the drive wheel, so these three little pegs go inside the hub there. You can see it's got 3 holes in it there, so it holds it together for the drive. But anyway, here, let's take this fender off here real quick. And this just got a washer and a nut on it. And anyway, I don't know if I can do this here, but okay. There we go. So one side done. We're going to do the same exact thing on the other side there. Okay, this chain on the back here is just a little bit smaller than the one in the front. So the one in the front's a single speed chain, and I don't have a chain breaker for a single speed. So I'll probably bring this out to the shop, and I'll just use my cutoff wheel and put a little air to it, and we will be done. But I can take this chain off, so let me pop this link out real quick. She's starting, but come on. She's being difficult is what she's doing. I don't have to go get a punch and everything. Alright, I'm bottomed out. Yep, she's out of there. Okay. So that's the little pin I just took out, and then this should just go apart. Alright. That chain's off. Like I said, I don't have a this chain tool is for like a 5 to 27 speed chain. I mean, it won't do single speeds. It's not set up big enough, because you can see the difference. Well, you probably can't, but anyway, there's quite a bit of difference in between those two chains. So that single speed chain's about twice as big. So anyway, we're just going to cut it off with the cutting wheel. All right, we're getting close. I'm going to go ahead and leave that axle in for right now, because I got those parts coming and I want to check for that disc brake to make sure that it works. So last thing I have to do is I'm going to bust these nuts loose right here and pull the back and the front apart, and then I'm going to try to get off that chain guard right there. And then I think we're just about done for right now. So anyway, back at it. Couple more bolts, I'll bust those loose, and then I'll turn the camera back on and show you when I separate these two pieces. Alright, we'll see you in a minute. Alrighty, we got everything disassembled except for this guard right here. I gotta get out in the shop, and I just got a screw right there that I need to just run across with the grinder real quick, and I'll pop that off. I had one screw came out right here, so I can go down and I can match this screw down at the hardware store, because I'm going to use that guard right there, since it's brand new, which will be pretty easy to do. I'll get my length right here. And it's what I'll do is I'll put a piece of wood that goes all the way down through here. I'll put a screw through there into the wood, and a screw from the bottom up through there, up through the wood. And then I will take this piece right here, and I'll put some tape on here, and I'll draw it out and mark it so it's exactly like this one. And then I'll just put it on the bandsaw, cut it off, use a hand file, and just do the edges just a little bit here where I cut it, and it'll be smooth. Couple coats of paint, we're good to go. So I left these bearing cups in here for right now. I didn't want to lose those, because I'm not sure if my cutters are going to work for that or not. I've popped these out before, and I've cut threads inside there so I could put a lower bracket in there and put the 3-piece crank in there. But we'll just have to see what happens. Some of this stuff's a little new to me. Working with a Trike, it's a little different, and the measurements are a little different. But anyway, I wanted to leave this sprocket in here right where it's at, and I'll take a couple of pictures with a tape in here showing exactly where it's at, because it lined up really good with that freewheel. So I'm just going to leave it in there for now. And so that's the drive fitting over there, and this is a spacer that right here, this is the spacer that goes on for this wheel. And then these are bearings that are pressed in here. They're 5/8 inside diameter, 1 3/8 outside diameter. So I need to order some bearings. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them just for this back axle assembly right here. And it's what I got for an idea for the disc brake is I got a 5/8 adapter that for like a cassette, like a 5-speed cassette cluster or 7-speed or 9-speed. But anyway, they screw on the adapter. But anyway, this is a 5/8 adapter, and it's set up with a key because this has a slot in it where you can put a key inside here to hold it. But then they have another adapter that'll screw onto that cassette adapter for a disc brake disc. So I'm hoping I may have to have it machined down a little bit where I can get it close enough here. But then I'm going to make a bracket right here to hold the actual disc brake on it. And I'm pretty sure it's going to work. So, but anyway, other than that, these are the parts I'm going to save for now. These I'm going to hammer out and put on the wire wheel out there by the grinder. And when I get done with those, I may have them powder coated black. And I saved the seat post where I can get a measurement off of it from end to end and around. And I'm hoping to find a seat post that is this tall but has the shock absorber up here. And then I'm going to put one of those big old fat boy seats on it with the backrest. And maybe some ape hanger handlebars. And I think it'll look pretty cool with those big old tires. But, and then right back here where the seat goes, the seat post goes in, I will take a grinder and take that off and just use a regular clamp that goes over. I'll pick out a really nice one. I might be able to use the one off the donor bike. We'll see how this works out. But anyway, that's what I'm dealing with. I just got to wait for a few parts. I'm going to kind of mock things up to make sure they're going to work. Little welding probably done on here. Some modifications here. And then we will strip it down. We will paint it. And then we will start the reassembly. And hopefully by then I'll have all the parts. The motor kit, I'm getting close to buying that. I have to sell a few more things on Craigslist, but I'm getting real close to buying the motor. And then the next thing, the biggie, is going to be the batteries. Batteries are expensive. So, but anyway, we're going to close this out for the day. I'm going to start putting stuff in the shed here and get it all organized so I don't lose any parts. So. Anyway, we will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.